In my 20s, in my like 26, 27, I'd say I was going through a hard time. I don't know, I guess when things were hopeless, like I was struggling with some addiction. I wish I could stop and I couldn't. And so then I say, okay, well, I know God's there, but I figured that I didn't need a religion. Salam alaikum, guys. So I used to be an atheist. My family weren't religious, and I just kind of viewed religion as something that people would use as a crux for hope because they needed it as a coping mechanism. And I thought it was silly, to be honest with you, and I didn't understand. In my 20s, in my like 26, 27, I'd say I was going through a hard time. I'd had some success in my early 20s, and then my business was struggling. And I don't know, I guess when things were hopeless, I turned to God for help. Like I was desperately needing help. Like I was struggling with some addiction I was struggling with, and instead of getting into just the details, I was begging, I wish I could stop and I couldn't. And then one day I was given this power and I was able to stop everything. And I always attributed that to God. Since I was like 28, I had like, it was looking bleak. And then I turned it all around, and it was so sick, and it was inhumanly powerful that I was able to do it. And so then I say, okay, well, I know God's there, but I figured that I didn't need a religion. That just loving people and them loving you, and that makes you a good person. But what I started to see is the fabric of like society all kind of confused and messed without faith. So it's all good that me believing in God, but me not committing to a faith. So my friend is a Muslim, born a Muslim, and I always figured he was like, he's obviously a top guy, he's my best friend, but I always figured that, well, he's just a great guy, but that's not representative of all Muslims. And then I met more Muslims, I'm like, oh yeah, but these must be the anomalies. And at a certain point I thought, hang on, what I'm being told is this true? So I did my own research, and by the time I'm like 30, 31, I realized that I am going to commit to Islam, but I didn't want to do it because there was still a lot of haram in my life. Like I would still like drink quite regularly, and I had a really, really close bond with my granddad, and he would drink all the time. And I always thought that if I reverted, I'd have to do it after he passed away. So when he did pass, I reverted, and that was that. But I do wish I hadn't have waited, because I kind of view it differently now. You're an imperfect human. So if Islam is a straight path, it doesn't matter if you're 20 foot out this side, you'll find yourself coming in. I was kind of waiting for a perfect time. What I actually understand now, when I'm deep, 2 years now into reverting, alhamdulillah, and I found myself just becoming a better and better Muslim. And I can tell you, since I signed on the dotted line, for lack of a better term, when I took my shahada, which was a pivotal moment in my life, because it was the best decision I ever made. You know, no matter what's happening, even if you've sinned or you've done something wrong, you don't have to wonder how I should be. And even in the most bleakest, toughest times, I'm able to take solace knowing that God's sending me a test. And every trial and tribulation that God puts you through, you come out better and stronger from it. So therefore, you have to thank Him for it. And I love being out here in Dubai, where you can just get the call to prayer. And actually I have to go in a second, I got to pray Asa with my prayer mat. And like I say, guys, you do not have to speak Arabic to really get on your deen and start learning, because I'm trying to learn Arabic, and it's just beautiful. And yeah, okay, so here's my prayer mat, you see. So it says all of the prayer, like Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin, Iyyaka na'budu wa nasta'in, Ihdinas siratal mustaqim, Siratal alayhim, Garak Maghdub alayhim, Walad-Dallin. Amin.